let's all go to the lobby.
Probably the only time I'm ever gonna get myself on the big screen. Hello, everybody. I'm Mark David Smith. I'm gonna do a real quick deal today. I've titled this Apple Plus Controversial Must-Sees. And one in this past year, Apple Plus has come online as a new Hulu, Netflix, Amazon type network, and they've come up with some pretty interesting shows, and you've all heard me talk about shows that I've seen on Netflix and Hulu and Amazon, different things, and they all make great shows, great movies, but I mean, I'm going to give Apple Plus a pretty good thumbs up here because their movies, their shows are literally movie quality. I mean, big screen movie quality type shows. They're very good. Of course, they're still worldly in most ways, and you know, when I say controversial, and most everything that I talk about is more R-rated than anything else, because I don't let those things bother me, and there are a lot of you out there that it bothers to watch specific movies with specific things in them, and so my media moments are more for those of you that don't let those things bother you, and you get more out of things that are concept movies. And I love concept shows and movies. And so let me just put together a real quick thing here. Let me show you. We're going to screen share, and I'm going to show you here. This is Apple TV Plus, or Apple Plus TV is, you know, that's their logo. Kind of wanted to just show that up there. And I'm going to talk about a couple of shows. One of them's a movie, and the first one I'm going to talk about is a series, which is a lot of what most of these big networks are putting out anymore. Mostly because a movie is basically 2 hours. Every once in a while they go a little more, a lot of times they go a little less, but it's right around 2 hours, and you have to get your whole big story within that 2 hours. So a lot of these big networks are now producing their own, and it's movie quality type stuff, but it's like mini series type things. A lot of them are coming up with series shows, and some of them are pretty good. Some of them are worthless. But then you have mini series. Now this one I think started off as a mini series, but it has it's going into a major series now. This show is called See. And the concept of the show is that I think it's like several hundred years from now, an apocalypse has happened, and a virus has hit the earth, and it has wiped out all but like maybe 1 million people on the entire planet. And the only problem is the virus has made everybody that survived blind. Everybody on the planet is blind. So now you can just get the concept, start getting the concept here. Everybody, all their different communities and cities and everything all over the planet. And of course, they have to make this work. I mean, they have to make it work. And so I'm not going to give you the story, but the story is an incredible line of abilities for them to communicate with each other and live within their communities. And of course, there's some interesting things that they bring in. And of course, with me, I'm not going to watch a show unless I'm going to get something out of it. So, of course, my brain, from the very first concept within the first my brain is now going to, oh my gosh, what would we do? How would we live? How would we think? What is our thought process if nobody could see, if everybody was blind? And so I want you to take that away today, is to stop and maybe take a couple of minutes and stop and think, where would your thought process go if you couldn't think along the lines of what you see? Because realistically, we do. Every minute of every day, what we see influences our thought process. So the next one, extremely controversial, is going to be a movie called Palmer. I couldn't tell you. It stars Justin Timberlake. I couldn't tell you in a second's time any of Justin Timberlake's songs, because I don't listen to that kind of music. I just don't even know. But I found Justin Timberlake, and I've seen him in a couple other things, and I found him in this to be an exceptional actor. He did very, very good. It's called Palmer Family Is Who You Make It. And I'm gonna say this is real controversial, because the concept here is that the character Palmer, who is Justin Timberlake, just gets out of prison. He comes and he has to live with his grandmother, and she lives like in a trailer park type community, but their trailers are far away from each other and everything. And almost right next to her is a husband, wife, and a little boy. I don't remember how old the little boy is. Not very old, but the mother is a drug addict, and probably the father is too. But the boy is being raised to just be who he wants to be. And the little boy, who you can tell is a little boy, has feminine qualities. And so he's allowed to pursue those feminine qualities. And so, long story short of the movie, what it does, and let me just go to the next picture and you'll get a little better idea. Here's Justin Timberlake, and here's the little boy that lives next door to him. Right away, most of us are going to say, absolutely not, I'm not watching this stinking movie. It's an LGBT movie. It's all this and everything. Well, I watched it because, quite honestly, extremely long story short, in my very early years, I actually had feminine qualities. I actually, I did. I played with Barbie and Ken. I was allowed to kind of be who I wanted to be, that type of thing. Obviously, I'm not gay, but I was not raised to be real manly at all. My brother and sister are both 8 and 9 years older than me, and my dad didn't really have much to do with me. It was mostly my mom, and she just kind of let me be who I want to be. But I'm not gay, and I don't have a lot of feminine qualities as it is even today. But I remember, and in watching this movie, I could relate with this boy. Of course, my parents weren't drug addicts or anything. They were middle class, normal, everyday people and all that kind of stuff. But yet, to me, the movie, what they did was they allowed us to put a humanistic face to the children that are allowed to be growing up this way, but not having any influence. what happens is you have an extremely manly man in the Justin Timberlake character who, and I don't want to ruin the movie, but he is an extreme influence on the boy, and it helps the boy to understand, what it means to be a boy, to be a man. And even though they're allowed to be who they want to be, the movie helps put a realistic look, a humanity look to this. So anyway, those are my two movies. Watch them if you want. Well, See is a video series. Palmer is a movie. Watch them if you want. Of course, you have to have an account with Apple Plus. But there you go. That's my take on these things. Sandy, you're muted.
Well, as we're going to bring some other people in for a quick discussion, I want to introduce Miss Sherry Flanagan from Ashland, Mississippi, host of His Great Name and Thursday War Room Prayers and our conferences for our feast. Sherry, come on in. We've got somebody else to introduce too. So we're so familiar.
Glad. It's like she's been on the show already. She looked real familiar.
Yeah. No, my cousin and I kind of look alike.
So we're glad to have you here. But guess what? We have a new member to our team. And who is she? She is the extraordinaire Nitza Moshe, host of Remnant Remedy. You see her on remnantremedy.net. She is, I think my congregation, I look and they're all in contact with her because she's got wisdom for all of us that she can always impart. She's a great speaker and teacher and homeschool extraordinaire mother and so many other things. Welcome, Nitza.
Nitza?
Could you hear it?
I'm having real bad internet problems today. I think there's an enormous amount of lag here. So we're going to hope. Nitza, can you hear us?
Well, we're waiting for Nitza. We're going to say, Sherry, did you have anything real quick? We've only got like 2 or 3 minutes that you want to say on the movies.
Well, I haven't seen them, so I really can't discuss. I don't even know.
I haven't seen them.
Had a TV.
I didn't either.
I don't even know Apple had a TV. So a lot of people are coming out with that now, which makes me wonder where the movie industry is going to go. Yay, maybe south, but I shouldn't say that. But them people in Hollywood got too much money.
Yeah. Nitza, can you hear us yet?
No.
Okay.
It was more the concepts of what each one of both of those different shows are about. I know you guys haven't seen them, but I put out that concept of what See is about, thinking about where would our thought process go if you couldn't see? And because what we see every day influences how we think.
Right.
That was a big deal. And then, of course, the humanistic making the little boy who doesn't have any control on how he feels because of the influence of who's around him, that type of thing.
Well,
that's it's a response.
One of the things I liked about the See movie, I haven't seen them, but the concept, and Chance said something in our chat, is that it's really the blind spiritual state of people as well. And so I thought that was really interesting to look at it, apply what's happening, but then apply that spiritual state, but also what we see is not necessarily what is truly there, and eliminate that sense. And yeah, it's very integral, but maybe, we elect people based on what we see and not what they are. We promote people based on what they see and not what they are. So the concept's very, very interesting on that. So I will say that.
We are richly blessed to bring you what we believe is the fullest, most diverse, yet up-to-date progressive teachings, discussion, and prayer programming you can find anywhere on this planet. Be sure to take the tour of the MessianicLambRadio.com website. I'm Susan Hoogie, thanking you for joining us on the Messianic Lamb Video Network.